Okay, so welcome to District 4, the Innovation and Information and News. We're actually to the point of information and news. I still say the old one, I don't know. But I had to jump on here really quick. Not a lot of time, but I wanted to jump on here because I heard some numbers. I got this from ClearTax, the numbers I got from. But the idea of the American dream has actually changed. It changed underneath our feet and we didn't even notice. Everything has inflated itself to the point where, pre-COVID, we had this dream to be, maybe a multimillionaire or maybe even get to the billions and just never have to work. And then it sort of dwindled when COVID hit because everyone didn't realize that stopping the economy was going to have the residual effect that it ended up having. Yes, we knew that there were going to be, or those that followed economics understood that there was going to be some sort of effect. But to the extent that it ended up being, we just did not see this coming. So I caution you that approximately prior to COVID, we had I guess the average salary, the dream salary in quotation marks, would have been 76,000 to 100,000. And it has since escalated. The dream salary to be able to keep up with what's happening and still be just comfortable is 171,000 a year. Real life speaking, if you want to be super caught up, it's 186,000. Think about how much larger that is than it was in previous years. Also, the dream used to be to own a home. But with home prices skyrocketing the way that they have, everything being just that much percentage larger in order to get the same amount, that is no longer most people's dream. It has been more fashionable nowadays to actually rent, which has increased the price of rental properties. So we're trying to help ourselves, but at the same time, we're actually inflating the price because the demand becomes greater. If that's a real thing, some of you, depending upon your base economical belief structure, would say that that's pretty realistic, and some of you might say, well, maybe not. Also, it's very interesting that I was looking at some other realities that no longer do people believe that the old American dream, say baby boomer type American dream, or even the dot-com bubble for the millennials who are now getting older. Don't forget, millennials are giving way to Gen Z, who are their children. That it's different for them than it was for the millennials in the dot-com bubble, as we called it. The new American dream, and I'm going to quote now, it is basically saying, I can at least pay my car off, which the average car payment now is $47,000. Back before COVID, when we were living a little bit faster, you could still get a really nice car. I mean, I don't mean like an economy nice car. I mean like a luxury car for that, and that be a very good price for it. Not used necessarily. So I thought I'd jump on here just to talk about that a little bit because I feel like it's things are rough all over. And I think we forget that sometimes. Sometimes you feel alone, or for those of you that have been struggling for a long time, you feel like you're just struggling, and then there's some people living, high off the hog, and maybe in your thoughts they may be, but they may not be where they used to be. And that's always a reality when you have inflation and prices and shrinkage and things coming out. I bought a bag of chips just the other day, and I used to buy a much larger bag for $5, give or take some taxes, right? But I bought it the other day, just yesterday, and it was almost $7, but the bag was smaller, meaning I'm getting less product, right? But I'm paying more money for less product. So, I mean, these are the things that are just happening now. I like to come on here and jump in and talk a little bit about finances so that people understand and can gauge exactly where they are and where they need to be, and sort of the general median income, I believe is, let me look at it just a second, 59,000. Nowhere near the 186,000 that it would take to keep up with inflation, or the minimum of 171 to just be what we consider quote unquote comfortable. The medium now is 59,000, and that's not a bad salary back in the day, but now very, very difficult to comprehend ever getting to that next level if you're making that amount of money. So just something to think about. I mean, saving, there's nothing wrong with that. I wouldn't do any lavish spending if you don't have to. I was always a frugal person, but I think I count a little bit more now than I even did before. And it's just wise. You remember, comfortable is how long you can go without having to work. That's the new dream. The new dream necessarily even is to be a certain amount of money. If you can achieve that, of course you're going to. Yeah, if I could become a billionaire, I'm going to, right? Any person. You achieve the maximum amount. But for those of you that are new to financial literacy, I'm giving you a gauging tool so you'll know how far you are to getting to that level of quote unquote comfort, or the ultimate American dream. Thank you so much. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Just food for thought. And as always, thank you for those of you that have given thanks, that check out my TikToks, that do follow us. And I'll see you guys next time.